Dak Prescott won't have Ezekiel Elliott next to him this weekend. Getty Images as usual, an eventful week for the NFL, which finally got its wish when the court ordered Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott to begin serving his 6-game suspension on the same day Seahawks lost cornerback Richard Sherman for the season in a Thursday win over the Cardinals. With that, here's a look at the Post's NFL High Five for Week 10. Ezekiel's team to watch. Matt Ryan's Falcons have struggled, but have a great chance with no Elliott for the Cowboys. AP with the courts finally ruling in favor of the NFL's 6-game suspension of Ezekiel Elliott, effective beginning with Dallas game Sunday at Atlanta. The Cowboys are in a scramble to figure out life without their star running back. The Cowboys now will lean on backup backs Alfred Morris, Darren McFadden and Rod Smith, who've combined for 184 rushing yards this season. Elliott, the reigning NFL rushing champion, has 783 yards and 7 TDs on 191 carries this season. That's a lot of production to replace. Morris has had 3 1,000-yard seasons in his career and been to the Pro Bowl twice. McFadden was the NFL's fourth leading rusher in 2015 when he ran for 1,089 yards. Elliott's suspension comes at a time when the Dallas offense has been flying, scoring at least 28 points in each of the past 3 games. Last month, the Cowboys were 23 after a loss to the Packers and had equaled their 2016 loss total a mere 5 weeks into the new season. Then came a bye week, after which they've won 3 consecutive games. What's eye-opening about the state of the 53 Cowboys is what Chiefs linebacker Tom Behaley told the Dallas Morning News after Dallas defeated the Chiefs last week. "I think that's the best team in the league," Haley said. "Credit to the team. They played really well and that's a really good team. 13 wins last year. Considering the Eagles have the best record in the NFL at 81 and lead the NFC East." Those were some strong words from Haley. Coaching reunion to watch at ISNT. Bill Parcells vs. Bill Belichick. Sexy, but there will be an intriguing matchup between coaches who not long ago worked with each other when the Chargers play at Jacksonville on Sunday. Jaguars coach Doug Marrone worked for Chargers defensive coordinator Gus Bradley when Bradley was Jags coach before being fired after last season. Though Marrone was hired to replace Bradley, who was 14-48 in his time in Jacksonville, there will be no bad blood between the two. Bradley, in fact, was the one who threw Marrone a lifeline in 2015 and hired him as his offensive line coach when Marrone didn't land a head coaching job after leaving the Bills. Marrone has the Jaguars at 53, tied for the lead in the AFC South with the Titans and owners of the top-ranked scoring defense. When revenge was brought up to Bradley earlier this week, according to the Chargers website, he said, "No, I'm more focused on us and what we have to do. To me, you're happy for them," Bradley said of the Jags' success. "You can't not care for players that you were with for so many years, so to see them do well and play at a high level and some of them get rewarded because of it, I think that's cool. I'm all for that." Under Bradley's watch, the Chargers have forced 7 turnovers and allowed just 14.7 points a game during the team's past 4 games, during which they've won 3. Running QB to watch. Cam Newton. Grant Halverson key buyout for Panthers quarterback Cam Newton running the ball against the Dolphins on Monday in Charlotte. Usually, coaches don't want their quarterbacks to run the ball for fear of injury. In the case of the Panthers and Newton, his production running the ball has a direct correlation to the team's success. In last Sunday's win over the Falcons, Newton ran 9 times for 86 yards, the most by a quarterback this season. Over the past 4 games, the last 2 of which Carolina has won, he has led the Panthers in rushing with 251 yards on 39 carries. His 69 carries through 9 games are just 21 shy of the 90 he had a year ago in 15 games. If Newton continues at his pace of the past 4 games, 9.75 carries per game, and plays 16 games, he'll finish with a career-high 137 carries, 5 more than he had in 2015, when he was the league's MVP and the Panthers led the NFL in scoring with 31.3 points per game. "He sees opportunities and he takes them," Coach Ron Rivera told reporters after the Atlanta game. "Yes, but according to ESPN, 67 of Newton's yards against the Falcons came on 6 designed runs. I've been playing like this for a long time," said Newton, who already holds most of the career records for a running quarterback. "I trust in my preparation. I trust my body. I trust the things I put in my body that I'm going to be 100% come game time. I pretty much have an unbelievable supporting cast with trainers and coaches that get my body in tip-top shape when it needs to be." So-called slump to watch Ben Roethlisberger. Getty Images. When you look at the standings and see the Steelers perched atop the AFC North with a 62 record and a 2.5-game lead over the Ravens, entering Sunday's game at the Colts, you're not inclined to wonder what's wrong with the Steelers but quarterback Ben Roethlisberger hasn't been the Roethlisberger of the past. Entering Sunday, he's sporting his lowest passer rating since 2008, 82.7, his lowest completion percentage since 2006, 61.1, and is on pace to throw 18 interceptions, which would tie the most he's thrown in a season. Roethlisberger is averaging 258 passing yards per game, hardly poor production, but well below his career high of 328 in 2015. More often than not in his career, Roethlisberger has been the reason the Steelers won games. Now he's become more of a complimentary piece. And he's fine with that. I feel like I've been as involved in as good of a season maybe between the years as I have maybe ever, Roethlisberger told reporters this week. Now that I've got so many weapons, that's what's important. It's about feeling the game out. Still, the Steelers ranked 20th in scoring offense with 20.9 points per game, a number they'd like to improve. Vikings QBs to watch. The Vikings made it official this week. They shut down quarterback Sam Bradford for the season with his injured knee and activated Teddy Bridgewater, who's been out since training camp of 2016 with a badly injured knee. How soon before Bridgewater gets into a game is the question. The Vikings, 62 and leading the NFC North by 2 games, will continue to start Case Keenum when they play at Washington on Sunday. Despite the Bradford injury throwing the Minnesota quarterbacking situation into chaos just 2 games into the season, Keenum has done an admirable job, leading the Vikings to a 42 record while throwing 7 TDs, just 3 INTs, and completing 63.9% of his passes. Wednesday was the deadline for the Vikings to decide Bridgewater's status for the rest of the 2017 season, after he spent the first 6 weeks on the physically unable to perform PUP list. He was medically cleared to return to practice on October 18, and he's expected to be in uniform as Keenum's backup Sunday. Rookie Kyle Slaughter, the only other quarterback on the roster, hasn't played in an NFL game. For Bridgewater, this is the latest step in his long road back since suffering that devastating non-contact knee injury while running a drill in practice August 30, 2016. The Vikings' road from Sunday is not an easy one, with upcoming games against the Lions, Falcons, Panthers and the Packers.